Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast and a game between Empire's Hawk versus Reprisal here on Echo Isle. I believe this was taken from the Zotac Cup, and hopefully this game does not disappoint. You're going to see a speed building of, no, not a speed building, just a standard Altar of Kings plus a farm opening over here from Reprisal. Meanwhile, Hawk opening up with Altar of Kings, Barracks, and a farm as well. So pretty standard builds coming in from both of these players. Now this is going to be a human versus human mirror match, but this game did come to be pretty highly recommended for WarCraft 3 Wednesday, and hopefully you guys have not seen this already and you guys can enjoy it with me as I watch. I know some of you guys were like, hey, cover up the replay timer. I don't want to see how much time's left. Unfortunately, if I click there, it does delay it. And on top of that, it's still StarCraft themed. I don't have a good WarCraft 3 themed one just quite yet, but we'll see what happens. I got a couple submissions, but some of them just not up to my standards, and I decided to just go back to the StarCraft 2 themed one. I will have to write a new program, as this thing, I am able to move it around. It's actually sitting on my screen. It's not any After Effects that you normally see from some of the overlays. Anyways, we are going to see a peon now, or sorry, a militia now moving out, doing a bit of scouting as well. Pink player is going to be Hawk. Blue player is going to be Reprisal. Go ahead and remember that so that I can just refer to them as pink and blue, as it's a little bit harder to keep track when it is a mirror match and both players go for similar heroes. We are now going for a Blood Mage. Okay, so a Blood Mage coming in from Reprisal. Meanwhile, what are we going to have here from Hawk? Hawk is going for an Archmage, so this is not your typical builds. Normally, the Archmage is chosen first because it does have water elementals and it is able to creep out much more efficiently and much more quickly. I am very curious to see what exactly Reprisal is going to do here. Attacking perhaps a Banish, no, a Flame Strike as his first ability. Gonna get some damage across the board. Getting some easy damage onto the Troll Traptors. Some of those footmen may accidentally stand in the flame just a little bit too long, and down goes the other Troll Trapper there. So Blood Mage, as the first hero, does pick up a Gloves of Haste. Meanwhile, Hawk does go for that standard Water Elemental. A little bit more damage absorbed by the Militia, but, you know, all in all, not too bad there. We're going to see a Peasant down over here. Are we going to have... No, we're going to have a creep out of the Null Brute Camp first. This should give the Blood Mage level 2, but all it's going to really give him is Siphon Mana. So Siphon Mana, perhaps siphoning the mana away from this Renegade Wizard for additional Flame Strikes. That may work out well. There it is, level 2, and now going to go ahead and take down this Null Poacher. Meanwhile, back over here, Hawk doing the traditional Archmage Water Elemental. It looks as though the Blood Mage is just slightly faster, and we'll see what's going to go down here in just a moment. As the Blood Mage now tries to push in. There is a peon or peasant down over here. It looks like it is going to get purged. Is it going to be able to pick up anything? No, unable to pick up anything at all. But he did see the Blood Mage first. Interestingly enough, there's the Flame Strike. And are we going to perhaps see a Siphon Mana? We should. There it is. There's the Siphon Mana from the Renegade Wizard. Renegade Wizard already down to 0 mana, as the Blood Mage quickly getting back up to 191. A very low hit point footman going to be able to do this. And Hawk said, I remember this style. So apparently Hawk or Reprisal knowing this strategy, or Hawk knowing this strategy, as the Blood Mage is the second hero. Gonna see whether or not that Blood Mage does get up to level 5, level 3 Flame Strike, a skill that you rarely ever see, as the Blood Mage may try to do some more Siphon Mana away from that Ogre Magi to limit the amount of Bloodlust. So let's see what's gonna happen there. Level 3 on the Blood Mage now. Siphon Mana, no, another Flame Strike point now being trained. Ogre Magi does get Bloodlust, but not very long, as it does get taken down. Back over here, you can see Hawk doing the very traditional fast expansion with Militia down over here. You guys have all seen it countless numbers of times. This is Echo Isle, so I'm sure you guys will recognize when there is a fast expansion attempt there. Arcane Vault now being placed down. Ogre Magi, Troll Shadow Priest, desperately low on mana. Perhaps it will siphon some mana back over here. And now in comes the engagement. There is a Water Elemental siphoning the mana away from the Archmage. Archmage now down to 90 energy, so this may be a bit of a problem, but we do see some lower hit point footmen. And now, oh, the Blood Mage may get surrounded. No, the Troll Shadow Priest may get surrounded. Not quite sure what target to go after as they are trying to heal and keep up this army. There is the Flame Strike dealing some damage. Troll Shadow Priest now trying to pull back as well. Archmage and Blood Mage, both sides battling it out. Just war on multiple fronts right now, as once again siphoning the mana away from the Archmage and simply denying Water Elementals, so that that Archmage is not really that effective at all. You can see Hawk has picked up another Troll Shadow Priest as well to try to heal up the rest of his army. 2 Troll Shadow Priest against 1 right now. But the Blood Mage does have the ability to siphon mana into the Shadow Priest in order to get more and more healing going. You can see now in comes a new Water Elemental. Siphon mana not going to work out. Flame Strike perhaps going to drop down, and all of those footmen are going to try to run away. 2 units quickly fall, and that is a very heavy blow. You can see now the Arcane Towers are trying to stay up. It doesn't look like it will stay up at all, as the Blood Mage is not going to be able to keep up these towers at all. Troll Shadow Priest does get taken down. Another Flame Strike may be coming in. We'll see what's going to happen here. Militia are getting destroyed. Another siphon mana. The Archmage being forced to pull back down to 0 mana once more. So really not going to be able to do very much. And now it's really up to the Blood Mage to get some more kills off. If this Water Elemental goes down, will it give level 4? I don't know. It's going to get very close to level 4 onto that Blood Mage. Blood Mage does not have Boots of Speed. And, oh, Water Elemental does get taken down as the Blood Mage now 1 kill away from level 4. Continuing this push here, there is going to be a tower in position. There is an Arcane Vault, a lot of low hit point footmen. That is the issue, as the Blood Mage may try to push in and perhaps take down all of these peasants. Or the peasants, are they going to get a Flame Strike down in there? It looks like, yes, the Flame Strike does hit. A lot of those peasants now trying to run away. Another one does get taken down. Blood Mage now getting to level 4, siphoning more mana away. And the Archmage down to 38 mana once again. Another Flame Strike now going to be coming in. Let me go ahead and move that over there. Another Flame Strike now coming in as the Arcane Tower down to 27 hit points. Dangerously low. It is going to try to get repaired, but that means another Flame Strike will be able to finish off all of those peasants. All of those peasants getting destroyed, and now Blood Mage about, what, a halfway, or will get halfway to level 5 in just a moment, and level 3 Flame Strike is very, very powerful as another Siphon mana coming in. Archmage down to 65 mana, constantly denying mana from that Archmage, and Archmage having a lot of problem trying to just use his basic level 1 or level 2 ability. Now you can see that the Archmage most likely gonna use a Clarity Potion to try to get a little bit more mana. He wants to be able to drop 1 to 2 Water Elementals, but in comes the Blood Mage now. Blood Mage now dropping in another Flame Strike. And those peasants just constantly trying to walk through the fire and flames. They're not working out well, taking damage over time. Blood Mage now sitting at 67 mana. Meanwhile, Archmage sitting at 38. It's almost like the mana on the Blood Mage really belongs to the mana on the Archmage really belongs to the Blood Mage, as once again just siphoning even more. And Blood Mage now sitting at level 5, gonna get a Flame Strike in the center, dealing even more damage once again, and now taking the mana from the Troll Shadow Priest, denying healing. And this Blood Mage is almost level 5 already. Should get to level 5 there. Peons or peasants being very careful to not walk through it. And now denying the 8 experience needed to get to level 5. But really, this Blood Mage has been on a tear, doing so much damage. I'm not quite sure I've seen the Blood Mage use that effectively in quite some time. I've seen the Blood Mage as a second hero, but rarely ever as the first. Second hero normally if there is a mana battery strategy coming in. Mountain King Blood Mage with Banish and Siphon mana works out very, very well. As the Archmage now sitting at level 4, he does have Defend. The Defend not going to help him out very much though, as a low hit point footman does get taken down. Hawk now trying to push in. If the Blood Mage can get to level 5, and his level 3 Flame Strike is going to do massive amounts of damage, as the Blood Mage now once again pulling back even further. It looks as though the Arcane Vault is going to give some healing once more to that Blood Mage. There are a lot of towers in position. Archmage now trying to push in as well. We are going to get a little a nice defend action to prevent any damage from the Troll Shadow Priest and the Troll Berserkers, as the Footmen are playing a game, a pretty defensive game. It looks like the towers are going to get cancelled, as the Blood Mage sitting in the backfield, now getting up to level 5. And a level 5 Blood Mage. Let's see if he gets another Flame Strike and how much damage it's going to be able to deal. You can see another tower has been destroyed, but feedback damage onto those summons already. Troll Shadow Priest now trying to run back once more. It looks like those footmen will get destroyed very easily, maybe even some of those water elementals as well. And now the Blood Mage, oh, just one shot away. There you go, a long distance knife, as now we see Hawk trying to use the mercenary camps in order to get back into this game. More towers now being built off over here. You can see that the Troll Berserker, you can also see the Ogre Mauler now trying to come in. A low hit point footman does get destroyed once more. That Blood Mage getting very, very lucky, getting all that long distance experience as the footmen are in defend modes. Another Siphon mana, and Archmage essentially down to no energy once again. Blood Mage now sitting at around 400. Both sides are still going to battle it out. Another Flame Strike coming in, and oh, a lot of damage. One unit already instantly killed. That Troll Shadow Priest burnt to a crisp, and now Ogre Mauler trying to chase after this Blood Mage. Still sitting at level 5. Reprisal now going to tier 3. So going into tier 3, very, very interesting strategy. We'll see how this works, as a lot of transition game now coming in. We can see Arcane Sanctums now coming in, and I don't believe the Arcane Sanctums are for priests or for sorceresses. It will most likely be for Spellbreakers. Spellbreakers very effective against that Blood Mage. Perhaps the one thing that really destroys this Blood Mage strategy, if you can mass up enough Spellbreakers, perhaps get a stun on the Blood Mage, and then just absolutely destroy it there. In comes a Flame Strike, but that Flame Strike not going to be able to do very much, as you can see all of a sudden Reprisal losing a lot of mana. He should not have tried to engage. Perhaps burning down the towers would have been a much better proposition. 1 to 2 towers, 1 or 2 Flame Strikes would destroy it, but the Blood Mage is in a bit of trouble. Is he going to be able to get a Flame Strike? Yes, he does get that Flame Strike there, and the damage is being dealt. It looks like it will deal somewhere around 240 damage, 235 already. Now, oh, in comes the Stormbolt, and Blood Mage at level 5 gets taken down. A long-distance Stormbolt from the Mountain King, and that is going to be a hard hit. Reprisal now attempting to resurrect his hero the old-fashioned way at the Altar of Kings. Meanwhile, down over here, we are going into workshops, and Reprisal, most likely knowing that Spellbreakers are in the future, now opting to go for fragmentation sharded mortar teams. We also have the Pandaren Brewmaster as well, with that Breath of Fire and Drunken Haze. I kept on saying Pandaren, and they're like, no, it's Pandaren. It's Pandaren. But whenever I say that, because of my Chinese nature, it just it makes me say Pandaren as like it's a panda person or panda man. So it's a Pandaren moving around. Anyways, a little bit of my little Chinese background coming in. Hawk now trying to move around. Oh, a little bit of a short note. Just because I can speak Chinese, it doesn't mean I can read it. Yes, there is a lot of kanji characters to know, and it is rather difficult to try to pick up all of those characters. Anyways, Peasant's now going to go ahead and start repairing all of these arcane towers and guard towers, making sure that one Flame Strike doesn't absolutely destroy all of those towers and give a lot of experience to the Bloodlord, as towers do give experience. Back over here, the Pandaren Brewmaster is still sitting at level 1. Will get to level 2 in just a moment. There it is, as a Flame Strike and Drunken Haze combination should work out very well, as the Drunken Haze will also slow down units and prevent them from being able to properly escape. Footmen, or just a bunch of mercenaries, Mountain King and Water Elemental now pushing in from the back. Double Arcane, gonna go ahead and force a lot of feedback damage onto that Troll Shadow Priest. Pandaren, there's the Breath of Fire finishing it off. Peasants are repairing, and that Pandaren is just doing such a good job, but there is a slow being cast. Arcane Tower is desperately being repaired. Nicely done, but a lot of slow being cast across the board. Are we going to get another Breath of Fire? That is the key question there, as the Ogre Mauler tanks a lot of that damage. And there's a Breath of Fire once again, dealing a lot more damage to all of those relatively low hit point spellcasters. And it looks like another Water Elemental will get taken down. Oh, Flame Strike now coming in from the back. All those units are going to be taking a bit of a burn, as the Blood Mage should be trying to come in and siphon the mana off of that Mountain King. That Mountain King has a lot of mana, and it is not gonna go to a Stormbolt. That is gonna be a horrible loss, as Hawk losing all of his mana on the Mountain King. and now gonna force a lot of flame strikes. Oh, canceled the flame strike just in time, as those casters do not want to try to engage. Once again, those towers are enjoying. Reprisal does have a lot of, or getting some knights as well. I believe he was expecting spellbreakers instead of the casters. So that is why he was going for the knights in order to counter the spellbreakers. And now, apparently, one arcane tower too many, gonna have it quickly destroyed. As in comes the attack here. Staff of Preservation saving a low hit point unit. And now, are we going to get us? Yes, it is going to be a flame strike. A lot of damage being dealt. Mountain King, once again, mana being drained as the Knights do move rather quickly, except they take a while to attack, so you can see how far that Water Elemental gets away before the Knight even does and finishes its attack animation. Mortar Team was saved. That was the unit. As the battle continues on, it looks like the Water Elemental does get taken down. Level 5, almost level 6 on the Blood Mage. We'll see if a Phoenix does come out, as the Phoenix would absolutely be devastating to the Sorceresses and the Priest, being magic immune, flying, and dealing a lot of damage. Just going to cause a whole bunch of problems, as the Footmen now in defend mode, and now the Mortar teams are ready to bring the battle. A long-distance team mortar combat now being engaged here at the natural expansion of Hawk. Now, it's got to be very careful. The Sorceresses do not want to try to engage against these mortar teams. Pandarin, oh, another Siphon mana, but just a little bit too far away. Bolt on the Pandarin Brewmaster, as the Pandarin Brewmaster now trying to pull back once more. There are now 4-5 mortar teams raining shards of damage, and I believe the mortar teams, oh, finishing off a lot of those spellcasters there. There is slow being cast, and there's the Flame Strike dealing even more damage as a Troll Berserker unable to make its way through. There is also one, there is a flying machine in order to counter the Griffin. Very, very interesting battle. It looks like the flying machine's going after the Griffins. Mortar team's now going to get focused down. A lot of Water Elementals, Siphon mana now coming in. Blood Mage needs to focus down those units, as well as the Knights gonna go after all of these Water Elementals still. The flying machine's getting a lot of damage. One Griffin has been taken down. And now another Water Elemental, almost level 6 on that Blood Mage. 1 or 2 more kills. 1 more kill. 2 more experience, and I believe the Water Elemental will give that to Reprisal in just a moment. There's the Flame Strike coming in from behind. Level 6 on the Blood Mage. And will we see a Phoenix? We perhaps will, as the Pandarin, down to 27 hit points, gets taken down. But there is a Phoenix. The Phoenix now joining in on the battle. Going to be able to deal a lot of damage. It has that burning effect as well, dealing a lot of damage around it. Another Stormbolt coming in, but really the flying machines and this Phoenix is the real problem. The Phoenix is going to be able to resurrect itself in just a moment as it continues this pressure all the way off to the north. Flying machine going, oh, down goes another Griffin, as I believe the Phoenix is just going to let himself burn to a crisp and then re-engage. No, a healing salve, regeneration on the Phoenix. A little bit of an interesting strategy that the Phoenix's own damage does not do all too much. There are some more casters off over here. It looks as though we're going to have a bit of a push, and now the egg has been saved on the far side. The Phoenix egg will rehatch and then be able to burninate up the skies once more. We are going to have more Griffin Riders in the air. It looks as though the casters are trying to do a bit of a battle against those Footmen. And in comes another battle here. In comes the Phoenix. The Phoenix getting even more damage over time across all of these units, trying to run away. Phoenix Fire just taking so much damage, as the Phoenix, just being next to it, you take damage. And such a powerful, powerful ability. The Blood Mage able to continue this pressure with the long distance attack, and that Phoenix as a very, very heavy damage dealer, dealing magic damage against all of these towers. As these towers are heavy armored, it will take additional bonus damage as well. Flying Machines now focusing down that last Griffin Rider. That Griffin Rider trying to run away, but I believe it will get destroyed. And level 7 on the Blood Mage. Level 3 Siphon mana, as the Phoenix now is going to be invulnerable for a second, and now is going to be able to stick around just a little bit longer. More Siphon mana coming in across the Mountain King, and there's the GG. Well played. Hawk losing to Reprisal here on Echo Isle. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Here's the final scores. Yeah, just a really crazy use of the Blood Mage here. Thanks for watching.